Slow. Hi there, everyone. It's so good to see you. We were talking, and all of a sudden the red light comes on.
Doot, 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 doot. Yeah, it's great to be
Gosh.
here. Uh-huh.
I'm so happy to see you. And you have a new idea, a new concept, and new shows coming up. You're always reinventing yourself and going in really interesting. Yeah. So as we're waiting for people to come in, and hello,
I think it's Garija.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for coming here, and you already put a question in, which is good. And it's a kind of a question I'd like to address in general instead of a yes, no. So I'm going to start it. Hibiscus, Elaine, Sarah, it's good to see you. So I'm going to address that question before we actually do the giveaway tool. I want to bring in this to say, if you want a reading, #future, because that's actually what we are going to be speaking about today with Aley's new concept. It should be really cool. Shining Love just came in. Shining Love, Late Truth from Aley's channel.
Nancy, Wikiola.
Wikiola. Nancy, hello. Thank you.
Yeah.
And all right, so we're coming in now. #future. We'll go ahead. Thank you. Got some in there already. Don't post your question until you actually get drawn. And then, of course, the general stuff. We are not medical doctors nor accountants. I am not an accountant. So no money and stuff. I work with the energies as you do as well. So that's how I do some yes, no's, but it'll tell you why it's yes and why it's no. And it's usually if you need to course correct to manifest or not, make it easier to manifest, that kind of stuff. But I don't know if do you want to share some of the stuff you're thinking about?
Yeah, I sure will. I want, hi, Linda Thompson and Eliza as well. And thanks for being here too. Came up with a concept where I'm going to be having guests come on, and I had one already. I was on with Donna Maria on Saturday, and we did a concept of messages from your future self. And what really is cool about it, it's a little bit different. I mean, really, when you're thinking about readings, you do get some of those messages as to how to course correct to get to the goal that you want. But there are some of us who don't really know what we want. And that's the truth. Sometimes I have been asked in my life, what would you really want? And I'm like, I don't know, because, it would be nice to have something. Let's say if I wanted another RV, let's just say that I really want an RV, and it doesn't have to be a physical thing. It could be, you want to be able to be more psychic or something, but let's just go with that one. Well, I would love to have one. Why? Because I love to travel. I could go visit people. I could have a home on wheels. And then I say, what? Oh, but the insurance is going to be really high. And look at the gas prices right now. Oh my God. Somebody said that it took $600 to fill up their RV.
Oh my God. Those were the big ones.
Yeah. Because if it's $6 a gallon and you have 100 gallons in your tank, that's $600. So, it goes on and on. And so then I say to myself, do I really want that right now? Maybe not. That might be an albatross around my neck. So what's happening is we pull some cards, and as creative as we can be with the talents that we might have, we can look at your higher self and say, your goal is reasonable, but, whatever the cards say, we're tapping into who you are and who you wish to be in the future. So that's kind of my thoughts about it. It's a fluid thing because all of us have different talents. I mean, Deborah could probably put in your birthday in 2030 if she wanted to, and see what was going on that year for you.
True.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. But anyway, so if you want to take a look at what we had done with Donna Marie, that was on that show. She also did some healing stuff for people. And it was just, we had a good time. We had a really good time.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So hi, Brandon. Paul
Yeah.
is here.
Hi, Paul.
Linda
Brandon.
Thompson.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love
Welcome,
this. I love
everybody.
this.
Uh-huh.
Love it. Love it. Let me just put this back up. Got hashtag future. Talking about manifesting, I remember when The Secret came out, and
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
mhm.
Mhm.
And with the vision boards, sometimes the vision boards really work for people because they get down to the nitty gritty, the exact house they want to buy or the ring setting they want,
Mhm.
whatever they want to manifest.
Yeah.
And that has never really worked for me. The closest I get to that is putting things in my Amazon cart, not paying for them, just putting them in the cart.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Like a vision
letting
board
them
in your
sit there.
Amazon box. Yeah. I
Yeah,
get that. Yeah. Yeah.
very general.
Okay. Yeah.
But I found that what manifests really quickly. Oh, Heart Soul Connected is here. I wonder where she is. Is the feeling of having it. So I toiled over a coffee mug. I've never done this toil over it, but I enjoy a hot cup of coffee. The first taste of my coffee is hot.
Yeah.
The next several are not. So I got this little warmer that's to the right of me. Turn it on, and as long as the cup is sitting on that warmer, it stays hot. But I travel around and I forget. Anyway, I'm just obsessed with my coffee. I actually spent money on a coffee mug that heats itself.
Oh, wow.
I
Well, there
could
you
not
go.
for the life of me justify purchasing something that ridiculous. But I finally just did it. But that's
It
part
brings
of
you joy, though. I think that's part of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the joy I will have, and I'll show everybody my mug. I won't have an affiliate link or anything because I think it's a ridiculous thing, but I love my coffee. So that's what I did. It didn't stay in my vision board, didn't stay in my cart for very long.
Well, sometimes the self-care thing comes in. If your coffee brings you so much joy and you like it best when it's hot, then you need to make room for that in your life. And I agree with you with regard to manifestation and that idea of the secret or whatever. It isn't as much physical stuff that I want. I'd like peace of mind. Well, how does peace of mind look for me? Because it might look different for me than it does for you. So we have to be careful with our words. We don't want to say we want patience. We don't want that.
Yeah. You'll be practicing patience. You have a lot of towers coming in.
It would be too detrimental to us, actually. So,
but I love your example of hi Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Whispers from Heaven is here as well.
Yes, Jenny. Yeah.
And
Paul's nephew graduating tomorrow. Congratulations. It's the first step for his new life, and he's going to college, and we wish him all well. Tell him all his aunties here and his uncles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Does he know what he wants to do?
I think he's going to college, the first one in college. He just lost his dad not too many months ago. And so Paul has sort of stepped up to the plate in some ways for him, and I'm happy for him. So, yeah.
That's so nice. That's so nice. Well, how has manifestation worked for everybody else here? I mean, we've all done it. We've all been successful at one point. Think back on that one successful time. How did that work? The synchronicity in it. Now, my friend Lalit, she can manifest anything, anytime. I swear. She wishes she was, I don't know, her drink, her tea or something that she was making. And she says she was out of sweetener. And she says, I really want some sweetener for this. And then she went out her front door. She lives in a complex, so it opens to a hallway.
Yeah.
And there are 3 packets of sweetener on her. I'm not kidding you. Right outside her door. She manifested a grand piano, 2 of them.
Really? Oh my
God. The car she wanted, she says, I really think this car looks cool, but way back when. And she knew the color, she knew the year, she researched everything, she knew exactly what it was. It was parked in front of her house with a for sale sign on it when she came home from work one day. Magic.
Yeah.
Lucky charms.
And she trusts it. She doesn't lament over it. It sounds like she just lets it go.
No, she just, she just loves that.
Yeah.
Just loves that. Let me see.
Yeah. Wiki did it on her board on Pinterest. I like that. I like the Pinterest idea. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
It is
He's going to go to for NASA.
I know. That's great. Yeah.
That's wonderful. My brother worked for Johnson Space Center, and it's wild there. We got to go into the simulator.
You did?
Yeah. And so one of it was practicing landing the space shuttle because it becomes an airplane after it comes into gravity. Yeah. And so when I tried it, because it's a joystick, and I crashed like right away. And it's a real scene, you're in the cockpit, and then there's a runway, water on this side, land on that side. But I just went straight down, and I tried it a few times straight down. And then he says, let me try. He goes in, and it glides out over the water, and then back over the land, and back over the water, and straight away. And then he crashes, and he goes, well, I lasted longer. I said, are you kidding me? I'm the one who won. My crew did not suffer a bit. Just died.
Nobody threw up.
We're going to die. We're going to live. We're going to die. We're going to live.
Oh my God. That reminds me of when my son was just maybe 3 years old, and we went to Universal Studios or whatever, and we were doing an earthquake scene, and they pulled me out of the audience and had me come up, and they say, okay, pretend there's an earthquake, and I'm like rolling all over the place. My son's going, Mommy!
Oh,
you didn't get that. I was fooling around, so it was funny.
I love that.
Hi, Ross.
That's a great story.
Cynthia. Yeah.
Oh, Strawberry.
And Sharon's here. Hi, Sharon. Good to see you.
Yes. Cynthia. Cynthia is here as well. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. So we're going to be taking some, that's right, Rossi. It is #future. And we're going to go ahead and draw.
Yeah.
If there's nothing.
I'll make the noise.
I know it. Okay. Well, let's see. I never can tell how many we have in here, but Gerald. I love that. I love that. Boop, 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 boop. Rossi.
She came in right on time, didn't she?
He did. I'm going to do another one just for fun. And so we don't have to go back and forth so much. Linda Thompson.
All right. I'm writing these down, so you don't have to worry.
I'm doing it too. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, let me go back. As they're typing in their question, drum roll, she says. I wanted to address one question I had here from Jaria. So she said, my auntie Aya passed away 7 years ago. Now her son Grish has a daughter, Delara. Who is Delara? Is she Grish's great grandmother, a new soul, or some other ancestor? Please tell me. We come in with a mix of people. I don't believe we're a direct,
right?
In my opinion, this is only my opinion. And because if you on my channel, I have past life, near-death experience with John Davis. And he had the most clear idea of heaven and how it works. So you know how some people feel they're always Cleopatra? I'm a descendant for Cleopatra. It could be, and so what it is that when there are people in your lineage and in your in of greatness in the world, you can go and study that person, actually walk side by side, kind of thing, know how they made their decisions, and then incarnate with that life lesson that you learned in the afterlife. That's my theory. And
Oh,
this is
okay.
not my expertise, but it is
Yeah.
this, as far as this particular question. I'll just say that right now. So if you wanted to go ahead and put in or think of another question, because I'm not equipped to answer this one. Maybe you are, though. Are you?
Well,
You wanna
I
skip it?
kind of have the same kind of feeling. And if we've lived, in fact, so many lifetimes, and there have been people that have said 10,000 or more, I mean, so many, then it's very, very difficult for us to come back with everybody that we've ever been with, because we have people from different lifetimes, although many incarnating groups together. So, it's very possible. I remember thinking that my son was the reincarnation of his great uncle who died at age 8. And my mother got really upset with me, and she said, please don't put that burden on him. And, I didn't, of course, but at the same time, if there was an agreement, we see that a lot with the Dalai Lama and the way that he comes in and reincarnates. It's usually a child that reincarnates as the previous Dalai Lama, but it isn't always in the same it's never in the same family. So again, it's very, very hard to tell if this child, but the way you might be able to tell if it was a family member is when they get a little bit older, you notice things that they like or do that remind you of that person. And I don't mean like physical necessarily ailments or anything, because that could be family related DNA, but this might be more like this person really loves poetry or writes poetry or something that other person has done. Yeah.
If you wanted to keep the same question, or sorta, I can tell you more about her with her birth date. So if you get chosen on the wheel, we'll just go ahead and talk about her. Whatever possible, what spirits guide you can tell me. Okay, good. So right now we have Rossi and Linda Thompson, but I did not see, I saw Rossi's
Rossi
question.
has it. I don't know if Linda does. Let me look.
Linda, I didn't
put the
see
question
Linda's.
in. Linda, go ahead and put your question in, sweetheart. Yeah. So we can do Rossi's first anyway. All right.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I've been having activations. I love that word.
I do
Any
too.
clue on how it will manifest? May I make a suggestion? Write them down in cursive or print, but with your hand. Write them in a book with your hand. All these ideas that come after an activation or an epiphany or a strong impulse or idea, because I got to tell you, I don't normally do that, but I did it one morning because I just had all this energy to do that. And just the other day, I turned my book over here and where I wrote everything, and the one sentence that I had in many sentences came out to me, and it was the answer I was looking for.
Okay.
Believe it or not. So that was really, really neat.
Linda has a question there, just so you know. Yeah. It's
got it. It's right here.
There you go. Okay.
All right. So let me go ahead and look into that.
So Rossi, I pulled, this is a different type of tarot deck. It's called the Broken Hearts Tarot deck, First Aid for Broken Hearts, but it says the Hermit. And I'm feeling as though, most of the things that you do are in solitude, even when you're taking online classes. So spending time with yourself would create a more of a focus for you on your internal work. And they want you, the Hermit is saying, please keep continuing to do that, because that is creating the activations. I'm also getting the Lovers, and it says unity awaits you at the crossroads. I'm guessing maybe you're going to meet another part of yourself, if that makes any sense, because look at the way these two women are coming together. One of them is blossoming and the other one is heading towards what's being blossomed. So I love that. And then I get Cups. Get off your sinking boat. You pursue life. And so they're wanting you to change your focus. Don't get on the sinking boat, the one that perhaps you've been on because you felt you had to stay on that one. and move on to this new activation. But I know Deb will find more information for you. Yeah.
You know what I found here? She says, journaling, I will try it, but my mind is full of thoughts and ideas. Start by saying what you don't want, and then move into what you want, how you want to feel. I want to feel this way or that way, you know, that type of thing, if you're confused about it. Bill Clinton just entered the house. Hello, Bill Clinton. Very nice to meet you in person. We've talked so much online. But Rossi, how this is going to manifest is this. The first two cards out, one is the Ace of Pentacles. The other one's the Emperor. My camera's a little funky. So, which means that what the ideas you are getting, the activation needs to be put into real life, into the physical. So it's not, this is a very heady, being psychic is a very heady kind of occupation and process. It's time for you to bring it down into some sort of action. And it does look like you have everything you need now. Aley was talking about an online class or whatever. I don't think you need the same online class, how-to class, like how to be more psychic or how to make something, or because this is how you work with your hands with the Three of Pentacles. What you need now is how to bring this in for everyone, to spread it for everyone, not just our community. It can be woo-woo like our community, but since I have the Emperor here, this could also go into the, I like to say pedestrian, which I don't mean anything against it, but it's the person who isn't interested in woo-woo. It's insight that you bring from the ether and packaged in a way that the average person can listen to and go, that makes sense. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I love that. And you know what? As Deborah's talking, I'm seeing the Magician. And the Magician has all the tools on the table. And that's you, Rossi. You are the Magician. Now you just got to take those tools and use them in the real world. So
you have all the tools. If it came in reverse, I'd say, there's a class or two you're missing, but you're not missing any.
She isn't. No, she's very well studied. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so we've got, will I become more psychic in the future? When you're positioning your mind to be psychic in a certain way, you're setting yourself up for trouble. Because psychic impressions come through in so many different dimensions. But if you only want to hear your guides, or you're not hearing the messages, it's most likely it is because of the question itself, because you're asking them to give you answers on what to do next. And that's against the rules. So you have to be careful how you frame it. But let me go in and see it. Go ahead and see what you've got. Let me see.
Ooh, wow.
What did you get?
Well, I have that Linda is, if you really are ready for this, Linda, a breakthrough is on its way. I mean, look at this. She's just busting through. I have a question, because I'm wondering if you sublimated some of your gifts at some point, because you were raising children, working, all those other things. Because I feel as though there's a little bit of guilt there. There's a little bit of guilt that's saying, I should have done this a long time ago. Why did I block my gifts? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long that you could be doing it in like the last 6 months of your life, for instance, and it still would be good for you. So, and I'm not suggesting that happens, but all I'm saying is take the guilt away, because it's very, very healing for you. One of my favorite cards. Look at the way that and it's putting his own hand on his solar plexus. He's healing himself. So it's heal or heal thyself. And so you've got something coming, but you got to drop the idea that it's either too late or that you should have done it earlier. And no shoulda, woulda, coulda. None of that.
I agree. And breakthrough coming through is what I see too, because I have the two of swords means take a break, pause, think about things. The wheel of fortune meaning good luck is coming, basically. And then I also have the moon, which means hidden mysteries. So may I suggest, if anybody feels like they've wasted their life and they should have studied this a long time ago, it doesn't work like that. When I work, all of my life history, everything I've done, everything I've witnessed is going to be a reference for spirit to talk to me through.
Yes.
So how I felt about, I use this example, you have a tower card. What kind of tower is this? Is it a flat tire tarot, or is it my husband's leaving with the kids tower? What kind of tower? Well, as an intuitive, I have a blank mind, and spirit will bring in a scenario where I thought I had a tower, personally thought I had a tower, when really it wasn't that big a deal. That's the message for that tower, you see. Yeah. So please don't think that you're behind the scenes, but do allow what you have experienced to come through so you can serve others well.
Absolutely. The other thing is we're building on symbology and experience in order to explain things to ourselves and others. Right. How we have endured those things. And that's right. Kind of like a really cool idea about being a wise woman or a crone at a certain age, or a wise sage of a man, if it's a man that's bringing this through. And that, so it's never too early, but it's also never, ever too late.
And there's something else I need to add on this before everyone decides that what I just said was the end of it. The thought. And it is this. When you're in a reading or advising someone and spirit is saying, oh, she's interpreting this situation the way you did when you had a flat tire, you don't say to the person, have you had a flat tire? No. Am I going to? Then all of a sudden the magic is broken. No. Your experience doesn't enter it. It's what you thought about, your perception of that experience. Right. Is spirit saying that's what your client or a friend is losing sleep over. Right. Now the outcome, the most probable future of this tower incident or this crisis that she's in or he's in, then you're able to manage the words from that.
There's something here that is very important. Thank you, Linda. You think when you were getting messages, you weren't understanding them. So as you know, 2 weeks ago, I lost one of my other dogs. And prior to that, when my husband would get up, we were watching TV, he'd get up to get something. She would go over and lay down in his area where he just got up from. And he'd come back in and say, what the hell, can you move over? Give me room. What's going on? I just read yesterday, older dogs who have a lot of problems with their muscles and their joints, they like to sit in our heated area because it's like a heating pad for them. I had no idea.
I have heating pads all over my kids.
But well, yeah, there's just you. They'd be fighting for those spots otherwise. But I never thought of it that way. But live and learn. Mm-hmm. And then next time you get that message. Anyway, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so the message is, just ask them to be clearer. True. If you want me to do God's work, you need to be plain Jane on me. Don't make me have to guess. But then your task is to allow them to talk through your past experiences, what you knew well, and then you go into that statement that has no words, and you enter the knowing from there.
So Linda, and in your 80 years and your 60 years of marriage, you have been psychic, hon. You've been intuitive. You've made it. If you're there, if you're sitting there and you have been very happy, you're already there.
There's a lot of people who have the gift of seeing. They're true born seers. that
Yeah.
think everybody does that. So they put themselves behind you, say, oh, it's,
That's true. Yeah.
but you just think, oh no, you've had it the whole time. No, really, talk them into it.
Yeah. You're a
Oh my
sweetheart,
goodness.
Linda. Thank you, dear. Yeah.
This was fun
Mhm.
conversation. Yes, hashtag future.
Oh,
Let's go and draw again.
yeah. Ness just came in. Tawny
Yes,
is
hello.
here. Yeah. Glad to be here.
Yes, just one. That's
Okay.
the manifester for the
Yeah, there
day.
you go. Yeah. Double cookies.
Type your
Yeah.
question in, my love. And we've got
Sharon.
strawberry.
Now, Sharon did write something up above. I don't know if you can find it. But
Let me come back and remove this.
you felt called to ask. All right. Well,
Okay, where are you? Felt called to ask. Let me get rid of here.
Ness is coming on my show on Sunday. I'm excited about that. Yeah. She's working.
And then we're looking for Sharon's question, but Sharon was up here.
Yeah, she's written about her year, I think. It's at 11:18 a.m. and 19. Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I got you starred, so I won't forget. So, Ness, you were first drawn. So, working on a writing project, how will it be received?
Okay.
So as I'm moving into this, there's two ways. I always like to teach. I don't know. There's two ways for me to enter this question, and that is go into Ness's energy to see if she's joy-filled or not joy-filled in my imagination after this is published. So how is she going to feel? So that reaction that will come through would be the answer, how, you'll feel happy about how it'll be received. But what I like to do today is to go into the masses and ask them for a collective response. And that's how I'm going to position this question personally. But you can do however you want. Wow.
So you gave us a bit more information here, Ness, and you said you wrote 75% of it last year and then did a 9-month break and you're starting again. You know what? I really like that. I like it a lot. And the reason I like it is because fresh eyes. You got fresh eyes looking at it. I can only talk about papers and things because I haven't written a book. Deborah can talk about writing a book, but to me, it's tedious to have to change a whole bunch of stuff or to look at something and say, oh God, this needs to be edited. Editing to me is, but at the same time, there's a wonderful article by Lamont about shitty first drafts. Everything's a shitty first draft. Yeah. So I absolutely love it. I love it. So the first card I get is consider the possibilities you leave behind and lean on introspection. And so when I saw that you wrote that, I'm thinking, holy crap, you're coming back to it. You're being more introspective this time. You're sitting with it. This little girl is sitting with the swan, the beauty of what she's doing. The second card is the world. Orchestrate your next chorus because the completion is glorious. You could never get a better situation than this because you're going back and you're already feeling you've got some stuff on paper. So you don't have to start from scratch. And anything that you do is going to be, I believe, really, really well received and well done because it's half finished, really. And then I get Pentacles. It's the Three of Pentacles. Form a conscious alliance and offer your solidarity. Money, 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 money. But the Three of Pentacles means technically what, Deborah?
You're very, very good at what you do.
Okay.
Very good.
There you go. And she is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's be well received. There you go, Ness.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I went into, Aley just explained how you will feel. I'm going to go into the collective. And what's interesting is this. Really interesting. I've got Sun card. Can't beat the Sun card. After the Sun card, I have the reversed Hermit. Where have you been? Where has this information been? Remember, I'm the perspective of the general, right? And then, of course, there's going to be, this is going to charge you up for more inspiration, maybe a course, or I don't know, it's going to blossom. You're going to get all this excitement. This is creativity. Not everything you think of is based in reality. So, but who cares? This is where it lives. And then then it turns a little bit. So, because what happens is that you have this lovely, we all do, obsession to keep monitoring how our work is coming along. So then I think, oh, there's going to be a time later on after publishing where it says grace under pressure, the strength card. This is when you start wrestling with your inner critic. And then you get this heartbreak. I'm not saying you're going to experience the heartbreak. This heartbreak is when you get someone coming back, pushing back. Okay, pushing back. So I'm pleased to announce that you will finally walk away from that idea that everybody's opinion matters and that someone's criticism matters more than 1,000 5 stars. You see what I'm saying? So the struggle is real, and then you're going to fall in love with writing, with your message. You're going to find strength in that. So it's going to, the public's going to really like it. Where have you been? And then there'll be some pushback, and you'll go into that sweet, sensitive area that you have. And I love you for this. And it hurts so bad when someone thinks that you did something wrong or pushes back. It hurts on so many different levels. It does everything. And nobody can escape from it.
Nobody.
That's the thing. But
but you can say,
yeah, but it's our inner turmoil to do that.
I know.
I got to tell you, the first thing that was, I've been published 2 times traditionally. And so what happened is that my first something that came out was the Clarity Tarot deck. And it was during COVID. And so the publisher had to change to India instead of China to get this to market. And the quality of the print was wrong. I have one of the originals, and the cardstocks really is bendable. I like it because I can. It's easy to shuffle. It's like butter to shuffle. But there's some things that were wrong. And my first, I think it was 5 or 7 reviews, was 1 star. My first was 1 star.
Because of the cardstock?
Cardstock. And the other bad review I got was because I have a little Y and a little no on each corner, if you want to do a yes or no. And the Tower and the Devil was a yes. And they perceived that to be bad. Well, it's all of the major cards are yes. It's just a formula. It's nothing.
It is
like
a formula. Yeah.
And since when is understanding your obsessive compulsive nature a bad thing, and or the Tower? When is that ever, going to be bad? So anyway, I can go on, but I understand the anxiety.
Yeah.
And I've been there.
And I remember writing a paper for one of my grad classes, and it was something about looking at a poem that had been written many years ago from today's lens. It was almost like a literary criticism of a poem. And all I got back from the professor was conjecture.
Really? One word. And what a word that is.
I said, really? You just don't see that this fits. It fits because I've spent all this time talking about whatever it was. I can't remember, but that it fit whatever those thoughts were. But anyway, gotta be.
You should have just used your psychic powers to understand what he wanted to read.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
it says Deborah is breaking
you're
up. I'm
breaking
so
up. Okay,
sorry.
I didn't see that, but that's okay. Thanks for letting
I,
us know. She has that
my
sometimes.
my really groovy camera broke. It only
Oh,
lasted 3 years, and
uh,
I've got a $18.99 $8.99 camera I'm
oh.
working with right now, so it will probably bounce around. I'm sorry.
So
Was
Sharon does have another question when we get to Sharon.
a different
Yeah, well,
question?
she had talked about you could talk about what she said. It's wonderful. But I did not know that your ex-partner passed. And
Mm.
I'm so sorry to hear that, because her question is, will she be able to find the will? And anyway, reflecting, purging.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
So,
afterwards it says that she loves herself. And
oh,
Sharon, that's why you went you I'm proud of you. That's
yeah.
wonderful. That's wonderful, Sharon.
You've been doing the 9 right. You really have. Will I ever find my ex-partner's will? That's a good question. So, again, I'm very sorry. I spent the year reflecting, purging, releasing toxic relationships. A friend last week asked me how I was. I replied, fucking awesome. I
Mhm.
appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. You're doing
And
it all well.
let me
Will
see.
you find the will?
She says, I feel like I'm in love, not in a relationship, Sharon says, continued on this. And she
Oh,
said that you are in love with yourself. And that is the most important thing to be. I'm glad your
absolutely.
friend could see that. Yeah, that's awesome, Sharon.
Absolutely.
So let's see if we can find out about this will.
Linda Thompson says she can't hear you and I'm breaking up. Does anybody else have
Can't
that
hear me?
problem?
Oh, I don't know.
As far as finding the will, the answer is yes. And I'm not allowed to tell you where it is because it's the Fool card. It's going to come in right at the right time. It has something to do with kids.
Oh, oh. Was this partner of yours? Um, did they have kids from a previous relationship? Bye, Paul. Have a nice time at the graduation. Take
Have
care.
fun. She
I
didn't
get.
have any children.
She didn't
Sorry.
have any children. Okay. Um, I'm getting the trident, which is controlled emotions and the power to manipulate emotions. I don't see how that's an answer to that. I do get the puzzle piece second. And the puzzle piece is saying that you were going to have to, something is missing. And obviously that's the will. Did she have a safe deposit box? And the other thing is, did she talk at all about having a lawyer? It could be that she had a will done not by a lawyer, but maybe by like, I know that now you can get a will done on document on like Legal Zoom or something like that. You can do that now. There's something missing. And I'm getting here that it's due to the chaos of what happened. And I don't know how she passed and maybe moving her in and out, or maybe people going through her stuff. I feel like it's there, but it's in the chaos of all of that.
Yeah, I get chaos too. There, one thing about the kids, so to speak, we can interpret that as her being thinking like a child as far as where to put it. Check the freezer.
Oh. Yeah. Or she stuck it in an envelope to keep it safe somewhere. And then, which I do. And then I can't find it, or I find it like so many months later after I've already replaced it. Does she have family that may or may not be involved with this? Sisters, brothers, cousins, that kind of thing. I don't know if I got another answer as to where you can find it. I will tell you this, the last card I pulled is the grenade. And I feel as though that obstacles and explosive events, conflicts and arguments may come up over this. Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
I kind of look at because I had the Fool card, which means it's an epiphany kind of thing. And I've got talking judgment, which talking to her directly. You can be doing that. But maybe the grenade is a road opener.
Well, this is interesting. It says here that she kept her information private because she had $30 million embezzled. They've recovered the money and she was about to receive it when she had a stroke and she was estranged from her siblings. But that doesn't mean they can't get involved because they're blood.
Yeah.
I've lived it. That's why I know. I've lived it. So, yeah, lawyers do keep a copy. But that's what you're looking for, the information. She didn't give you the information either, I'm guessing. And that's okay. You know, sometimes we don't give everything away. I'm sure they are too. That's my feeling, Sharon, that they are trying, they either found out that she's dead and, well, what can we get out of her, or whatever it is, or there are people that are just all about that. Even if you're under the best of circumstances, it's not a good thing. And, she never mentioned the lawyer's name. Did you go through her cell phone records? Try that. It might be that you can, it sounds like a lot that you'd have to do, but you could backdate, like go into a number and see who has the number. Maybe you could do that.
I forget the name of the place where you could pay to have some information looked up where they lived before, and I don't know. But it depends on how much you want to go through that rabbit hole. Or when I have the judgment card, it sort of means like that, it's finished. It's I don't know what you would how you would benefit. Cell phone is locked. Can't get anyone to unlock.
So here's the key, though, Sharon, and I'm not a lawyer and I'm not offering any legal advice here. But if she was simply your partner, your ex-partner, I don't know that you'd be able to claim anything on it anyway, even if it's, unless she specifically listed you as, so her family has the ability to do that because they are the family. I don't know, but you might have her paperwork somewhere in there. Could it be on one of her laptops? Yeah, if you can get into it. Yeah, I would say that would be a good thing.
That's how epiphanies work.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. There you go. There's an epiphany. Yep.
That's great. No, you're not too late, Stardust. It's #future is our code word.
Yeah. To get in the queue.
And let me just move over, add to the
Good luck,
stage.
Sharon.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers for you, dear.
Hi, Sue Toffee.
Hi, Sue. Good to see you. And I'm going to do a couple more.
I hope so, Sharon. There she is. And she put in the birth date. So, yeah. I'll go see if I can find it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can find it. Or if she's here, would you mind just typing it in again? That'd be great. And the next one is Tani. Awesome. Type your question in.
19 February 2026. That's the baby, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I will try to do a little bit of a reading on cards wise, but as a baby, she's an open book. I would rather see. Well, Deborah's going to do the numerology, but I'd rather see you do an astrological chart to find out, maybe some of that information on the baby. Yeah, that would be, because then you'd have the time, the date, what she came in here to do in this lifetime, and that kind of thing.
She is a master number 22 with the root number of 4, meaning that she comes in with great possibilities, a lot of possibilities coming in, but she is going to be more on depending on parentage though, if the parents are really, really active and introduce her to new things a lot, all the time, get her used to being disappointed when things don't go her way, just the basic stuff, then she'll move away from being so restrictive of herself, because that discipline, she has that discipline, she has that idea that what do you call it, delayed gratification, she has that in her, but if she's not introduced to a lot of different new things and sort of surprises every now and again, then she might become so exacting that it wouldn't, I don't know, it'd be hard to live around, because 22s can disappear and you won't know what. I have a friend who has a daughter who's a 22, and she's always on her computer creating things, very, very creative. I said, one day she's going to come out of that room a billionaire. I'm sure she will. The thing is that if that child does something wrong, really outrageous and wrong, put, I don't know, flour into your computer. This is after she's able to talk and stuff like that. There will be a good reason why she did that. So understand that she will come with receipts. Why did you do that? What were you thinking about? She'll have this whole logical to her list of why she did what she did. And that needs to be respected, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah. So yes, as far as knowing a past life connection with Garish, you would need a Akashic record reading. That would be helpful, but I can't do it right this minute, because you have to prepare for that. Okay. But I will tell you that I get the Princess of Wands here, which is beautiful. And it says, embark on a grand voyage, your creativity. It's just what Deb said, is limitless. I happen to be, according to Deb, a master number 22 myself. And I have moments where I can be very creative and come up with ideas, and other times that, but it's a constant thing for me. I'm constantly wanting to do that. The other thing is Prince of Pentacles. Discipline builds a strong foundation, and faith grows with evidence. So it seems to me that she will be creative, she will be disciplined, and she will be able to forge a life that will be built on beauty and change. So that's what I feel right now. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi. I don't know if I missed Tawny's question.
Tawny, you can hear? Yeah.
Just throw your. Hi, Deb. Debbie, it's good to see you. I love my coffee too.
Janet. Hi.
Hi, Janet. How's the weather up there? How's the weather up there in Seattle, my dear Deb? I hope it's wonderful. So she has a question mark. I'm not sure. You might have to rewind and if there's a question mark that couldn't understand it.
No, she doesn't know what being restrictive is. She needs an example of being restrictive. Was that something you said?
Conservative. It would be conservative. So in other words, a 4 needs to make sure that her housing, and I'm talking about adult housing, money in the bank, things are paid for just right because they can't sleep at night, that kind of stuff. Everything has to be in order for them to enjoy a good night's sleep.
That's why I had to take money out of retirement to pay off my credit card, because I had $4,000 on it when my dog died. I couldn't
Mhm.
sleep. I
Mhm.
just couldn't sleep. So I get it totally. Yeah. All
No,
right, Connie.
yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
Connie. Yeah.
So, okay, she says,
All
would
right.
love a message from Spirit Guide.
All
Love
right.
that.
You're welcome, Grace.
I need to change decks.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, Tawny.
What'd you get?
Well, first card I got was interesting because it was politics.
Oh,
And it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to do with what political party you're going with or what political but politics is in everything. We can be very political. In other words, this is showing a mask of a face that is very cheerful and loving, but behind it is this kind of a snake. Okay. So I'm feeling like they're saying be careful of those who are showing you a false face, because if you don't want to end up trusting those folks, those people, but sometimes we don't know and we have to find that out. And then I get creativity. And I love this. This is, don't let anybody that is behind a mask tell you that you're not either creative or that you can't. There you go. You hate politics. That's okay. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do what you want to do. You can be as creative as you want to be. You have the power to do whatever it is you like. And the last one is courage. And it's my favorite card here because what it is you can notice that this beautiful blossom it breaks through a constricted area. There's not much room between the two stones, but you come through and you stand tall when you stand for your convictions and your beliefs and you stand with your creative side. So like we told Ness, don't let anybody tell you, oh, that's no good, or that's not what we want. That's what hiding behind the mask for them is. Don't listen to them. Listen to you.
that's a good message. And I'm going to take that mask and see you, raise you, raise you 10. What Spirit wants, the very first card out is a major card telling me that Spirit, this is on a spiritual level. So that's a section of your life we want to address. And that is this: you have everything you need. The Nine of Pentacles is here saying that someone really, it's almost like your blueprint was to be a woman that's sovereign, that is happy with or without a partner, is comfortable with money and savings, and you may not go in and out of crazy, but you have everything you need. But this is where the mask comes in. Every card after that is reversed. The Magician, you don't feel like you have enough education, creativity, fill in the blank. I don't have what I need to move forward to what I want to do. And what you want to do is to create things and be a person that's pleasing to others, in a way that you can serve others, like as an advisor or something like that, because we're on a spiritual level. Also, you can't see this is the Three of Wands reversed. You can't see your future clearly because of the blocks you put on yourself. Because, moving forward on a new idea takes effort, and I have that one. I love the video I made, if I do say so. It's called Waiting for Oz. Why you don't start a creative project is for many reasons. Finishing it badly, not finishing it at all. There's a whole lot of that coming, but that's just going to keep you in the dark. You have had this before. We've got the Tower reversed. You've stopped yourself from moving forward before. It looks like that's what this thinking might have you do. Also, you're afraid of losing your peace. Reverse Chariot means you have to control things all the time. I got to tell you that when you start on a project, don't be attached how much control or not non-control. Just throw that spaghetti against the wall. And so if you feel, blocked in your confidence, just having us say, have more confidence isn't going to help you. What Spirit is saying is that you have everything you need. And so it's just starting it. And it's, watch my video. I hate to say that, but self-promoting and stuff. It's called Waiting for Oz. It'll sum up exactly how you're feeling, because I feel it too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it so. That's one
we
of the
can
most.
Be our own worst enemy when it comes.
I mean
to
it.
that.
But I addressed in that video exactly the process of being creative. We're here to make things. We're here to do things, and we can go ahead and choose to not do anything. That's because we're here, on a planet of free choice, but you've got it already. And there's some solutions in that too, that video I'm talking about. She says, well, I come from Australia.
Uh-huh.
I will watch. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Waiting for Oz. Thank you so much. Well, this has been fun. We're at the top of the hour. I really enjoy reading with you.
I do too. It's a lot of fun, and we got some good insights today. And actually, general messages could be gleaned from some of the things that we talked about. So
yeah. Because if it feels right to you, then take the advice and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm glad you appreciate that and you enjoyed the message. I hope everyone enjoyed the message. And we have Aley has something new cooking up, a new series cooking up. Do you have a name for that series so people can
it's
keep
just messages from your future self. Messages from your future self.
It's going to be interesting. So look forward to that. I have Lalit later on today in about 2 hours.
All right.
And she's going to talk about the stars, and I'm going to talk about whatever you want me to.
The moon. You want to be at moon.
Yeah. I can see how pretty the moon is. I know nothing about astrology, but I know when someone asks me, says, do you know astrology? I said, not really. Or no, what they'll say is they'll introduce themselves to me because they know I'm a psychic as a Scorpio. And I was, I would do this. Oh, Scorpio. Oh. Freak them out. I said, I know nothing about astrology. That was a trick. That was a joke.
That was a trick.
Yeah.
Funny.
So, but anyway, it's a wonderful language, but I don't know it. So we'll see you in a couple of hours, and keep sign up, please, for both of our channels, so you're able to follow us, and we'll let you know what we're doing. But in the meantime, take good care of each other and yourself, because we love you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.